live.
All right.
I had cinnamon rolls every day for about 6 months. My freshman year of college. So.
Did you do the freshman? Did you gain the freshman 20?
No, I never kept track of it, but I definitely did
that
get a little
cinnamon roll diet that didn't really last long.
I did get a little pudgy. Oh, it lasted long. It lasted real long.
Well, no, it wasn't real popular for very long. Is what I mean.
Yeah. It was a fad. It was a
that book that came out. It sold like 7 copies.
But hey, I was one of the consumers, and guess what? Once you're hooked, you stay on that plan pretty consistently. It's pretty easy to stay on the cinnamon bun diet.
The cinnamon bun diet.
You don't really have to sacrifice a whole lot.
Does that work calling you already, Dina? Are they like?
I know.
They got to be missing you big time.
This is the first time I've really hooked up my regular phone because I have it as a backup.
Okay.
But
Hey,
now I'm
guys.
getting all crazy stuff. Hi, Kim.
Hi,
Kim.
everybody.
Oh, I
Hi.
like
What's
your
up, Kim?
shirt.
Oh, of
Kim's
course.
on.
Kim.
Hi, everyone.
Dun-dun,
Shut up.
dun-dun.
I'm
I
gonna
say, Brady.
get my beer. Hang on.
Oh, let's go Bucks,
All right.
baby!
Woo!
Let's go.
Yeah.
Linden State ain't got nothing on us.
I got Pac-Man, everybody.
All right.
Ooh, yeah.
Pac-Man University. That's where I went.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm at work. I got nothing.
Just check that box.
You got a nice
drawer,
polo
Mark.
like Brady.
Check your
You and
box.
Brady got your work attire
Oh
on.
dang, you're calling in from work. That's
am.
Nice. Yeah, as an intern, I was gonna do that, and then I was like,
No, it's not nice because this is what I have to drink.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody says that
This
is
is
what has to be in the bottle, thoh. Come on.
Dina doesn't have any alcohol either. Brady, you don't have any alcohol.
true. I'm
We're
in a
I do
screwed.
have. I have that.
Don't even
What is
go
he
there, dude.
What are you drinking? What is
He's
that?
got- He's got a bottle of vodka, but he's got water
No,
in his
he's
glass.
not.
That's so bullshit.
Bacardi rum.
Bacardi
That's
rum.
so
My
bullshit.
Okay.
If he was drooling already, I might believe it, but
God. Oh man.
I guess you guys will find out.
well, we know.
Remember, these are rotating seats, Brady. Just remember that.
Okay. Wait.
We've had people come and go.
Wait. You mean
And
like
you might have heard one story why they left, but there's always a real story why they
my
left.
seat rotates too. Look. See?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. It does.
That's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. I want to. If he's slurring later, I might believe him.
Yeah,
Gosh.
God, you know better, Dina. You know better.
Oh my.
Good.
I know.
I'll tell you what. You take a drink out of the bottle when we do. What are you drinking? And I'll believe you.
Maybe I might do that.
And I drink like a real
He's
drink.
worried about the calories, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever.
Hold on. Let me see. There's carbs. There actually probably is carbs in this.
Will it even
Jim
show on
says
that bottle?
He is restarting his computer. All right.
Oh, yeah.
It says it's flammable, so there's that.
All right, put it in your mouth, drink it, and then light a flame and go right out. I want to see flame.
I'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do that a couple weeks from now.
I can hear him going, as he every something like lit on fire. His kid's poster went up in flames.
Oh my god.
And I just started drinking. It's my one break of the day.
Kim, what? You got some studio lighting in there now, or what? What the hell? Holy cow!
Wow.
You got a basement studio.
Better? I do. Does it look better?
Yeah.
All right, good. I did.
Yeah.
I actually bought a little light. My son, is into videography and all that. He's in that stuff. So he's like, yeah, get one of these little lights. And
I've seen those. I've contemplated that too. I just don't want to highlight this face. That's
Get out of here.
It's a beautiful face. Yeah. So I invested. It was like $60.
Good.
but-
Is it one of those round ones, LED lights?
Yes, it's an LED one, and then I had to buy the little soft. I forget what it's called, like a little black, like soft shoe thing that goes around it, and then you put the filter over it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it really made a difference. My mom was like, my mom's a big fan. She watches it every week. She's
Right,
like,
right.
oh, you need to do something, man. You look terrible. I'm like, oh, thanks, Mom.
Dang.
Mom.
Damn,
Oh,
Mom.
it is.
Well, she said it
God.
lovingly, though.
Yeah.
Lovingly.
Moms always have a way of saying things like that. Like, what, really?
They do. Yes, exactly.
Is that what
Right.
you're going to wear?
Yeah.
Is that way you're going to leave your hair?
Yeah. Are you done with your hair?
Is that the lipstick you're going to wear?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom asked me that about my hair all the time. Is that how you're going to style it now? I'm like,
Bill, I'm getting there, man. I looked at my hair the other day. I've got a couple gray hairs, so I'm a little worried.
I
Oh,
got none. There's no gray there because
No,
there's
I know.
nothing.
I know.
That's
but I'm
why I
saying,
shave it, actually.
I'm probably gonna.
I see. You're going to decide to go that route.
Yeah.
Probably.
You can be a bald, middle-aged man like the rest of us.
I look at my dad and I'm like, oh God.
Oh, that's not very nice.
That isn't very nice.
I think it looks great.
Burn.
Hey, Dina, who's Zach?
My son.
Oh, he's on the chat.
Oh, hi, Zachy.
Oh, Jim's got his cocktail ready, so this ought to
Oh
be good.
no.
Oh,
good.
good. I wonder what he's drinking.
Sweet.
Hi,
Yes,
Zach.
I'm so sad today. I might have to.
I already told him Kim would have her IPA
Yes, I've got
to
it.
make him to kind of loosen him up a little bit to know that he can have some fun and
Yes, of course. And that you hope you'll sleep well after this, right?
Wait, we
Sleep
can.
good.
That's true.
We're allowed
Right,
to have
he's
fun
gonna-
on this show. I thought this was a purely forecasting,
Yeah.
no fun.
Serious.
It is
Yeah.
purely forecasting and try the Red Cross packet of water.
It would have
Red
been
Cross
fun if-
waters all around. Everybody.
What is it,
Right.
MREs or something?
I
We
wouldn't
could
even.
crack
I
those
wouldn't
open.
even. I would like if that showed up my front door like a pack of 100. I would just like throw them away because I wouldn't even drink them if I was thirsty because it was just so bad. It's
Oh yes, you would. If
I don't
if
know,
it was
dude.
like power's
If you're
been out
hungry
for
enough,
days,
you know.
that.
yeah.
It was
Oh.
like metallic. I would rather
Well,
drink
it-
stream water. I would
It
go
wasn't
outside.
Evian. It's not trying to compete with
I don't
Evian.
know, dude.
That's
I would
not-
go outside and drink water from the road if it was
Yeah.
puddling on the road.
Oh
That's-
my
I mean,
gosh.
It was
from
that
the
bad.
flooded streets.
From the flooded street
Yeah,
or
you
the
would
grass or
Grab a straw.
Wow.
It's like, hey, when you're
The
thirsty
straw might
enough,
get
you'll
stuck
drink
every
out of
once
it.
in a while.
Stuck.
That's true. That is
I remember
true.
taking a long bike ride. It was like a 20-mile. I didn't realize what I was
Dina,
getting
don't
into.
say that.
I found
no.
somebody's hose,
Oh,
and I had to drink out of that hose before I died.
Oh my gosh. They
I
say
don't
that's so
care.
dangerous now. They
I
say
don't
it's dangerous
care.
to drink out of hoses. Yeah, who
You
cares?
just went into their backyard and just opened up the faucet.
It was there. It was just in front. I was like,
Oh.
I'm going to
Oh,
die.
my
I'm going
gosh.
to die.
Well, my neighbor was getting their house painted, and the painters were using our faucet and our water to what do they call that when you power wash their house. I heard the water run, and I'm like, what in the world? And I go out there, and they're hooked up to my house.
Oh no.
Oh
What the
no.
hell?
I'm like, what in the world?
Turn it off.
I know. I'm like, okay, you guys, I'm going to build the neighbor. I don't know how this happened, but it's kind of crazy. But anyway,
Savage.
That's
They just
interesting.
hoped you didn't see.
yeah, I know. It's like, well, I heard it. I'm like, what is running? I'm walking around the house. I don't see anything on. And sure enough, I go out there and they're hooked up to the faucet out there, the spigot outside. I'm like,
So what'd you say?
Wow.
I said, I guess you're going to do my house now, aren't you? For free.
Jeez.
Then they
Yeah,
flipped
so-
you off, or what happened
They
from
flipped me off. They flipped me
They
off.
said, you know hablo inglés.
this fight? It's like-
Yeah, that's about right. Exactly. Hey, Dina, I see you got propellers behind you.
Yeah. I don't have
That's
everything
true.
up
Whoa.
yet.
That is very
Whoa.
cool, hon.
Yeah.
Hey, at least
Yeah.
it's not boxes. Don't say
I
any
know.
boxes.
My
There you
God.
go.
Don't
Was
even
this
get
Sorry,
me started
sorry.
on my husband's
Happy
box.
thoughts. Happy thoughts.
Well, he's down. His office is down in the basement. Mine's upstairs, but this is also like the kids' media room. They play video games in here. They're
Nice.
spoiled. They got gaming chairs for their birthday.
Hey, I had a gaming chair. I got a gaming chair. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool. It's a big room, so we got room for everything. But I don't even have my Wonder Woman poster up yet.
That should have been the first thing
Hey,
you did, Dina.
By
Have you
the
seen
way,
that?
how was the movie? What was your thought on the
Awesome.
movie? Yeah.
It was so great. Like it lived up to the type. They did it right.
Good.
You know, it's like I waited my entire life for this movie, and they
Right.
made it worth it. You know, it's like because some movies you could tell they just don't put the time, the effort, or the money into it. This is a good balance of everything. She kicked ass.
Yeah, I saw some previews.
She did so well, and like she did really good fight scenes. It wasn't like trick camera movements like some of the movies. Like I remember, what was it, Catwoman? That was horrible. No offense to
Yes.
Halle Berry, but she couldn't fight. Like
Yeah.
it was just all cameras. She knew how to fight. Like everything looked like it was absolutely great. I want to go see it
You wanna
15
hear crazy?
times.
She was like, I don't know, I forget how many weeks, but she was pregnant while she was filming
Yeah.
that. So
What?
They green screened her
Yeah.
belly. On a
Oh
lot,
my
some
gosh.
scenes.
Did they? What, she had to wear like a green belly suit?
I don't
or
know,
something?
but she a couple times had to like. Well, she was in the Israeli military, but she never went into combat. She said. But she was fabulous. Like she acted well, but her fight scenes were authentic. Like I can't stand when I see fake fight scenes.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. If you're going to get paid a ton of money to make a movie, then do the fight scenes.
Right.
I heard one or two of the other Amazon women actually could have stole the show, or were like,
Yeah. Yeah,
good.
her aunt who trained her. She's
Hey, here's our guest.
hi Jim.
Hey,
Hello,
Jim.
kids. Hey.
Hello there.
Jim.
Hey.
Hi,
going on,
welcome. We're ready for you, Jimmy.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready for me.
Yeah. Oh, good. Did you get a little nap today?
I did get a little nap today. Yeah. Today was,
Good.
get all the errands done before the holiday weekend. You know.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you off tomorrow or you got to work?
No, I got to work.
Yeah. What are you drinking there? Oh, we'll ask you in a little bit, but.
Timmy, I got a terrible story to share with you here. This is not going to be good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
About what I can drink and what I can't drink now. But
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Oh, no.
back up.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
crap. Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's just a couple things to make sure your phones are muted. If you need to mute your mic, if for any reason there's a bunch of noise in your background or something, you need to mute your mic. At the top of the screen, when you move your mouse to the top of the screen, there's a icon with the microphone. You can mute yourself. Just remember to unmute. Keep your mic close if you can. Adjust your screen so that your head, if you can, is at as far on the top as possible. Because the pictures of all of us sometimes can cut you off at the bottom. That's the only thing there. And if you get knocked off, if the website knocks you off or something, just log back onto the same site.
Okay.
So we're good. All right. So before our first break, we'll do the intro. What's everybody drinking? Jim, I will include you on that, and you can tell us your sad story. Then I'll have Kim do the official interview or the official introduction. And then we'll get into the interview, and then at some point when that's dying down, we'll jump in on the lightning round, and we'll put Jim up against the rest of the freaks, and we'll have something to do with the Yankees.
He's gonna kill us.
So we're gonna test your Yankees baseball knowledge.
I hope so. Oh, boy.
And then we'll do our spot, go into our break, take a quick break, and then we'll get into the second part on that break. Okay. Anybody have questions?
Nope.
Now we're not live. We're not live other than on YouTube. So we got our YouTube watchers, viewers, all that stuff. But we're not live on Oklahoma Weather Tracker TV. We'll edit this and that'll be on later tonight. So,
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
Oh, good.
Let's do it. All right. MJ, come in.
All right, let's bring it in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the most entertaining weather podcast on your listening and viewing device. This is the Stormfront Freaks podcast. And if you happen to be watching us, it's just the video of our recording session. So we call it Stormfront Freaks Raw. And we definitely give you no promises if you're watching us. But regardless of how you choose to consume the show, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is episode 30. Our guest is AMHQ meteorologist on the Weather Channel, Jim Cantore, and we'll also be sharing. We'll be sharing our views on who's driving weather innovation private companies or NOAA and the National Weather Service. And of course, we'll have our weather fools, our WX resources, and so much more. But let's go ahead and introduce the team, find out what they're drinking here for happy hour today. I'm going to actually start off nothing different than I was last episode. It's summer. We're in the upper 80s right now here in Cincinnati, and I have a hard time sometimes drinking beer.
What?
When it's hot.
So what are you drinking then?
It's gotta be ice
what
cold
are you
beer.
drinking?
Phil.
Yeah, well, true.
You are not from Cincinnati.
Oh, wow. Well, see, I'm a transplant, so that's
Okay.
probably why. And that's
why.
fair. That's fair. So I'm back to the Mike's Hard lemonade, drinking the cranberry and passion fruit lemonade.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
good. though.
nice. Yeah, there you
That's
go.
decent. All right.
But it's good. It's
Beer
refreshing, and I feel good. So, all right, Kim, you're giving me shit. So let's go to our former Weather Channel meteorologist in Atlanta and bring it on. What are you drinking?
All right. Well, I'm bringing back an oldie but a goodie. This is Citradelic, and this is a New Belgium beer. This is a tangerine IPA. So this is what I love to drink when it's really hot outside because it's refreshing, citrusy, and very hoppy. So
Yes.
that's what I'm drinking.
Is it tangerine?
It is
Oh,
tangerine.
don't
It is.
even.
And I think it's actually good for you. It's got vitamin C.
Well, there you go. Even better.
There you go, Brady. There's some good for you beer.
Okay.
All right, MJ, our Skywarn radio coordinator in central Minnesota.
Hey, hello, everybody. So I'm at work today because we did an earlier recording. And my work location is in a school. So I'm drinking Diet Dew today.
Oh,
Sorry.
Do
sorry.
do.
Blame it on Jim. He was the one that needed to meet earlier.
That's
So
right. That's right.
Check the bottom drawer.
There's not going to be any like kids that come in the background with like sick stomachs or anything.
No, I hope not.
yeah, shut your door, lock the door.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
that
don't-
hard, I guess. But
Yeah.
all right, Dina, our weather producer. Now, still in the Atlanta area, but you are in a
Yes.
new home, correct?
I just moved a few days ago, so everything's there's still a lot of boxes, but I can see the floor now. So I had to pull out the wine, and I had something better in store for tonight, but I could not find my box o hooch. I don't know, like it's around here somewhere. I put everything in one box and wrapped it up very nicely, and it's one of those boxes I haven't emptied yet.
I hope it's not in the boys' room.
Did
No,
you
it's
label it
not.
hooch? Did you label it hooch or what? Did you
No, I didn't. I think I labeled
That's
the kitchen,
why.
so I think it's in the kitchen somewhere. But so I've just got the boring wine. But we'll try to do something more exciting next time.
All right. Well, that works. All right. Brady is our recent weather grad in Columbus, Ohio.
What's up, guys? Go Bucks. So I'm drinking. So for those of you that may know, I've been on a kind of a low carb diet. So
He's watching his waistline.
I'm watching my waistline. I was just talking about this cinnamon bun diet that I went on my freshman year of college, trying to get that off. So I've got some nice Bacardi here today. Just having some.
Wow.
Having
Good
some
thing
rum.
we're
And
soft.
Bill doesn't
Drink
think
it.
this
My
is
team
rum.
actually drink it.
Bill doesn't think this is rum. You know what? I'll have a sip. I'll have a sip
Jim,
for
don't
the
be
viewers. to
fooled.
prove-
Okay.
Don't be fooled.
So how do we
He's
know
not
it's
drinking
not
that.
water?
I don't know.
You know what? At least mine doesn't come with an umbrella like yours does, Phil. All right?
Oh,
right.
that's a good one.
Oh, that's
He got
total
you.
BS.
That was a good
Total
comeback.
BS. All right. Well, Jim, welcome to this crazy. I don't even know what the hell you call it,
Oh,
but who knows? You might fit right in. But I know you're down in
I
the
think so.
Atlanta area. But your informal introduction is what are you drinking?
well, guys, here we go. First of all, the only reason I'm not drinking a beer tonight is because
Last something.
Oh, no.
He's been
Last-
censored by the
Sounded
Weather
like a
Channel.
good story, but we lost it.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
hey, okay.
yeah, can you believe that? And Kim knows how much I love beer.
Yes.
right? I used to drink before I was there all the time.
Yeah, we all did.
Well, Jim, you broke up a little bit, so maybe you can share that story. Is he still with us?
There we go.
Oh, where is he? Okay, hey, you broke up a little bit. You got to share that story. Sorry, we totally lost that story.
Yeah,
He
you know
thought
what?
it was like an edit.
For the
It's the
record-
Weather Channel. They're cutting his internet.
Yeah, they probably are. Okay, so the story is I can't drink beer. I got a gluten problem.
Oh, Jim.
I'm crushed about it. I'm crushed about this. So, in the refreshing spirit of summer, out of my Punxsutawney Groundhog Day glass, we've got Tito's and red
Very
grapefruit
cool.
juice. Thanks.
Nice.
That'll do.
Okay.
right.
That works. Gluten free. Hey, we're all about health conscious drinks and drinking.
I don't want to be health conscious.
Wait,
Trust me.
who's
I'd rather be drinking the beer. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Well,
some pretty
good.
good gluten-free ones though, Jimmy. They got some pretty good gluten-free beers
Really?
out there.
I'll have to try them.
Yeah, go to Total Wine. Total Wine, good place.
All right. Well, Kim, let's do us all a favor and let's go ahead and give Jim his real important introduction.
I don't know if he really needs one, but I'm going to go ahead and read this. All right, Jim is one of the most recognized faces in weather, known for his live reports from severe weather events. Now, he has covered every major event during the past 25 years, including Hurricane Katrina and Irene and Superstorm Sandy. He's a native of White River Junction, Vermont, and Jim graduated with a bachelor's degree in meteorology from Lyndon State College in Lyndonville, Vermont, where he returns each year to work with students in the meteorology program. The Weather Channel hired Jim out of college, and he first appeared on air back in July of 1986.
Yep.
Woo!
Jim,
That's a great year.
that's incredible. That's crazy, Jim. Well, we sure love having you here today.
Yeah.
And maybe some people out there don't know the story of how you got into weather. Why don't you share that story with us?
Gosh, first of all, growing up in New England, if you don't like the weather, you're in big trouble because it's in your face all year round. And, it was interesting because I was always out in it. I was always playing around outside, especially when it stormed. I loved going outside when it was stormy. And anyway, so one day my dad sat down with me in my senior year of high school. He goes, "All right, son, what are you going to do for the rest of your life?" I said, "I don't know, Dad. Be a fireman, electrician."
Yeah.
He goes, "You know what? Why don't you
Darn it. It's always that tease, right?
for the first
I
grade?"
know.
Right.
Um,
Jim, we lost you there a little bit.
well,
Sorry. We keep losing you a little.
anyway, which part did you lose? The whole thing?
He said, "Why don't you?" And then it stopped.
Yeah, so my dad said, "Why don't you study the weather? You're a freak
Oh.
who knows. You leave the barn light on to wait for the first flakes. You go shovel the sidewalk for your mother so she can get to work in the morning. Students call you to see if they're going to go to school tomorrow morning." So,
Oh, that's cool.
Oh.
you got to wake up for the next 50 years of your life every morning. You better love what you do.
Yeah.
It was that simple. It was that simple.
Nice.
That's how the whole thing started.
Well, did you originally think TV or were you thinking behind the scenes stuff or what? You didn't know.
I didn't. I actually thought about Air Force, to be honest.
Is that right, Jim? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I actually was involved in the ROTC program a little bit. We would have to cart from Lyndon State all the way over to Burlington, where they met every Thursday night. And that.
How did you not know that
With a few guys.
Jim had an interest in the Air Force? How did you not know that?
I don't know. You know,
I
it's-
didn't either.
It's very possible he told me, but I didn't remember. I mean, come on.
Well, Kim, given the fact that you read my intro off my bio instead of
Yeah.
just kind of off it, I'm a little, I just want to point that out.
Jimmy, I know. Isn't that terrible? Well, the boss gave me this sheet. And I was like, okay, I'll read this. So
The boss.
It's all good.
Jim, I got to ask you one thing because one of my favorite Weather Channel commercials is the one where you go to the beach as leisure time, and then everybody sees you and freaks out and takes off. But I kind of wonder, like, when people see you, even when you're on vacation, do people actually think there's a storm?
They do.
They do.
Wow.
They do. I mean, even
That
for
would be really annoying.
I mean, guys, it's kind of crazy, actually. People send me these posts from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Jim's coming to town. It's about to get real. Oh no, is Cantore here? I'm not worried till Cantore shows up.
yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, people always wonder when I show up in a town what's going down.
Well, based on that, when did the I'm kind of curious, when did that whole the quote unquote celebrity weather guy, when did that kind of, do you know, like that point that happened, and or when did you notice that it's like, all right, this is getting kind of over the top, I can't be Jim anymore? I mean, did you know there was a point that started happening?
I'll say I'm always going to be Jim. because I mean, I don't take myself very seriously. I mean, I'm just, listen, and Kim knows this too, and Dina knows it. I want to get the forecast right. That means so much to me, to get it right and to
You
get
do.
things out there that people understand. The celebrity thing, I don't know, maybe in the 2000s, we started having the hurricanes in the 90s. Then, of course, 2004, 2005, we were all over the place in those seasons. So that's when I would say. But again, our mission on the Weather Channel has always been to get it right. And it's wonderful to go to work every morning and realize you're a service that helps people. They really trust me, at 3 o'clock in the morning, you need something to get you out of bed, just a little extra kicker. It's not the Tito's, it's the fact that you're doing a service. It's the you're doing a service.
Yeah, I guess that leads into my next question is, what's your favorite part? What was your favorite part about, your job, and has that changed in the past 10 years, and where do you see yourself going in the future? Gosh,
that's a loaded one. I really miss working with Forbes. I mean, great. John Hope was my original mentor. And John taught me about compassion. When John had something to say about a storm, you didn't even have to have the volume up. All you had to do was look at him, and you knew what he was feeling about. You could just tell, and you could tell he cared about people. So, John was wonderful. And then he said, frankly, being from Vermont and Linden State, I didn't know anything about the tropics. He looked at me one day and he goes, Cantore, your tropical updates need a lot of work.
He said that?
There you go.
And of course, I was crushed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to learn the tropics. I got to learn this stuff. So I bared down and I learned it. Sadly, John passed away in the early 2000s, and I was still working mornings. Then I started shifting to the afternoons and evenings, and having to work besides Forbes, and during a severe weather outbreak, and watching him work the radar and look at stuff and know it's going to tornado or hail or produce a damaging wind gust I was just in awe of this guy. Yeah. And it got to the point where we were on the air. I was like, you know what? We don't have to have just one market to ourselves. We can handle the whole thing. Anything that pops up, John and I can handle it on the air. And it was wonderful. I mean, people really loved watching us, and I really missed that.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Cause he just retired, like semi-retired. So, and then you went to mornings. And he was working evenings, right? Isn't that
right,
how Dr. Forbes?
They put me in the mornings about 1.5 years ago. Let me tell you something. First of all, Forbes says he's retired.
Yeah.
At 3:23 in the morning, when one of my first emails is Forbes' Torcons and his severe runners come out, I'm like, yeah, you're retired, all right.
Yeah.
Sure you are.
Yeah. It's in his blood. He'll be in it.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Anyway, in terms of where we go from here, you know what? I mean, gosh. We made it. This is it. I mean, I love doing the weather on the Weather Channel. When I show up, I want to make sure it's for a purpose. I don't want. No one's ever told me that I have to hype the weather when I get to the coast. If it's going to be a dud, it's going to be a dud. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Take it or leave it. But if it's going to be a big deal, I want everybody to be prepared and get ready to do what they got to do. So I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. So
awesome.
You don't see after. You think you'll be at the Weather Channel for the next 10, 20 years, Jim, or you see yourself doing something different than that?
God, Kim, tell me where TV is going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You may be with us on this podcast.
There you go.
We'll take you, Jim.
One of the if I were to leave, I really love sports and weather. There's so much sports and weather out there. Think about the dependence on weather with NASCAR. Baseball games. We still see thousands of people in the stands during lightning. If I could do something like that with sports and weather, that would probably be the avenue if it was the right opportunity.
Gosh, that's two things you love. I could see that.
So Jim, when did you're known for a lot of things, but I feel like what you're most known for is going to a place and doing like a live reporting shot. How did that start out? Like because at first you were an on-air meteorologist in the station. Who did they come to you and just ask you to come out in the field, or did you volunteer for that? Or because honestly, that's my kind of dream job, being able to go out in the elements and experience it. So to someone who wants to possibly pursue that? How did that happen?
So what year were you born, Brady?
1994.
What was it? 90 what?
1994.
Okay. So before you were born.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is a true story, guys.
Wow.
They asked me to go cover the second landfall of Andrew.
Wow.
And it probably took me about 3 seconds because first of all, I had to actually I couldn't believe they asked me to go out in the field because I was so jacked. I wanted to go out for my first time.
Okay. So you
jacked?
And of course, it was a big, of course. And then I remembered what it did to Dennis Smith down in Miami because he went through, when it was a 5. He's the only Weather Channel meteorologist, by the way, to go through a Cat 5. Okay,
Wow.
that's a little trivia for you. So I actually did go and cover it in Louisiana. I went to Baton Rouge. And guys, seriously, the storm stalled. We go to bed. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to say about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not kidding. My air conditioner, this was back when they had the air conditioners in the windows. It blew in my hotel room. And it was sitting in the middle of my floor.
No way.
In the middle of my floor. Seriously.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I go to the window. I'm looking out. It's like the 4th of July out there. Right. I call my producer. I'm like, we got to go live. We got to go live. It's coming in. It's coming in. So I think that was one of the earliest times we've been on the air live. I think we got on about 4:35.
Yeah.
And, we stayed on until about noon, but it was great. It was all happening. We had local police stop by and talk to us and tell us how it was going, the power outages, the issues around Baton Rouge. So, that was my first one.
And just kind of snowballed from there.
And it just kind of snowballed from there. Anybody want to take a guess on which number Cindy was for me? Tropical Storm Cindy, in terms of how many I've covered now?
Oh gosh.
You guys don't mind if I leave?
27.
I say
35.
I don't know.
41.
50,
I'm just kidding.
48. I don't know.
40. Anybody in the 90s?
What?
Come on.
Brady was
That's not
born in the
fair.
90s.
That's not fair, man. Come on.
Yeah, no. So you got a little catching up to do, kid.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So 91.
Jim, out of all
my
the
God.
storms, which one's probably the most, I don't want to say memorable, but the one that really gut wrenched,
Impactful.
because I would think maybe Katrina or something. I know you were out
Absolutely
there.
Right. Absolutely right. It's the first. Katrina was awful. We were told we were at 27 feet at the Armed Forces Retirement Home. They didn't evacuate our vets. We spent the trip with them. Next thing I know, the next morning, literally within 15 minutes of being out in the parking lot, coming in, grabbing a bite to eat, and heading back out, the water's starting to come in the building.
Wow.
So if I've ever learned anything about storm surge, it's how fast the water can come up. It comes up by the feet per second. Okay. It
That's
can
why
come
I
up.
feel so many.
It's absolutely amazing. So at that point, it wasn't about the TV. It was about getting our heroes upstairs and out of the water, because everything was on the first floor. All the medicine, the mess hall, everybody was down there eating. And once that water started coming in, it was about getting everybody upstairs. And thank God we had about 25 Navy CBs, which is the land-based unit of the Navy, with us, because they were in charge of keeping track of the vets and helping them move. But we helped them.
Yeah.
We just, at that point, we lost everything. We lost our satellite truck. It's about getting the vets upstairs now.
Yeah.
You're like a first responder at that point.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So how much storm chasing have you done out in the plains? And do you have a memorable story
I got a chance to go out with Timmer a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he's a wild dude. I mean, he really is. But he's got a knack for doing it. He really does. He really has a knack for doing it. And it was the Edmonds tornado, the Oklahoma tornado. It was the day before Moore, if you remember.
Gosh,
Moore.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We had Edmonds come right across the interstate, literally developed right over the top of us. Started as a rope and then became this wedge, actually, that afternoon. So that was pretty awesome. Since then, we've had some issues where they just don't send us out anymore to go chase.
Right.
And I miss it. I do, but I'll be out there again someday. I promise you. It's just not while I'm employed.
Tornadoes aren't going anywhere, Jim. Trust me.
No, exactly. Thank you.
I think, Jim, if you want your way, I think you're the one guy who can get it.
Probably. I think so.
I've learned that lawyers are very powerful.
Really?
In the media.
Wow.
Yeah, so anyway.
You know, I've seen a lot of crazy interactions. I remember that one live shot you had where the guy ran up to you and you kind of, but like, was it that, or was it what's the craziest interaction you've had with somebody out in the field?
I mean, I'm going to say, and actually probably what led to the college, the College of Charleston interaction issue was what happened in Lincoln the year before. You know, this guy came up behind me and just kind of mauled me. You know, he's all over me, and I'm just shaking him off doing the live shot. And once he left, and I finished my shot, I just absolutely lost it mentally. Yeah. I took my mic off, I turned the camera away, and I just like screamed and yelled. And I say, that will never, ever happen again. Yeah. I have had it with that. Yeah. I've had it with that. Yeah. So from that point on, I mean, the radar's been on. And so I'm kind of always anticipating what may happen.
But Weather Channel's been like, okay,
watch out of the college, just say.
Yeah, they're like storm chasing, no, college live shots, no.
Done that.
Yeah, they just keep whittling down the options.
But you know what, guys? Have you seen the videos though of recent of reporters that have been out in the field and they've been accosted, if you will? Everybody's fighting back now. I mean,
you have to.
There's reporters decking other people doing it.
Yeah.
So good.
Carry a big stick.
I don't come into people's office and maul them while they're doing their work.
Yeah.
Okay? So I don't expect them to do it to me.
It's all about getting on television and having all those views on, and sending it to their friends. That's what it is today.
I would think twice about mauling you. You're a big dude. You got some muscles.
Exactly.
It'd be one thing if it was like me or Kim.
It's just that it's not really good when I get angry. It's just not.
Hulk out. Don't Hulk out.
You're not the Italian stallion for nothing.
Because that'd be all over YouTube and Twitter of me or somebody just whacking the hell out of somebody.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and you know what?
All right, well,
trust me, if it happens again, I mean, I'm not afraid to retaliate, and I don't think any reporter should be. I don't.
You got to defend yourself.
Well, we got your back, Jim.
On that whack the hell note, we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump to our lightning round. So our lightning round is our fun speed round of questions for our guest, and we're going to pit the freaks against our guest, Jim, here again today. And so, Jim, I understand you are apparently a Yankees fan.
I'm a huge Yankees fan. One of the things at 3:15 in the morning that I do, in addition to getting up and looking at the weather and the new, European run that's come in, is check the box score. I mean, I want to see if the Yankees won. And so that's part of my morning ritual.
How do you grow up
and I love hearing John Sterling. He's got all these wonderful new names for the new Yankee young stars, like the Sanchino. We've got Judgment Day with Aaron Judge. I mean, it's kind of cool.
So you could do well on this.
Go ahead.
Well, so how do you grow up in New England and become a Yankees fan? By the way, we just lost all our Boston fans, turned us off.
No.
They'll be back next episode.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you ask one Red Sox fan out there, come October, who they want in the American League Championship Series. Do they want the Red Sox against the Kansas City Royals, or do they want the Red Sox against the New York Yankees?
Yeah, we know.
Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here's the game. I have got the top 20 Yankees nicknames. So, Jim, you were just talking about this. This was from YesNetwork.com, the top 20 Yankees nicknames. And so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start with our guest. We give him first choice, but we'll start with him. I'm going to give you the nickname. You need to tell me who the player is.
Ooh.
Okay. And if you don't get it, then I'll pass it on to the freaks, and they have a chance to get it. If they get it, they get a point, right? So we're gonna do points, and then I'll go to the freaks. We'll start with you guys, and if you don't get it, Jim has a chance to steal the point, and we'll go down the list. Okay, we probably won't do all 20.
Okay, yeah, we're dead.
All right, so Jim, we're starting with you.
Come on, guys.
Starting with you. Here is the nickname. You tell me the Yankee. Ready?
I'm
The
ready.
boss. The boss.
George Steinbrenner.
Very good. All right. So Jim's got first point. Now we're going to the freaks.
Oh boy.
The freaks. Ready? The Babe. Who is the player?
Babe
The
Ruth.
Babe
Babe
Ruth.
Ruth.
Come on.
Full name.
I appreciate
Give
you
me a full
giving me
name.
hard ones.
Just wait. Just wait.
All right. I know.
These are the Yankees. These are all softballs, to be honest with you. But do you guys know Babe Ruth's first name?
Yes,
Yeah.
can I do it?
Well, let's wait. Freaks.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't
Roger.
know.
Let me Google it real quick here.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay, Jim. Well, I'm going to give it to
Hang on.
Jim. What is it?
Okay, so I'm going to get extra credit for this one. I'm going to give you his
Yeah.
first and middle name. It is George Herman Ruth.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh
very
my
good.
God, good
George
job.
Steinbrenner.
George. All right.
All right, so I got Jim 2, Freaks nothing. All right, Jim, this is yours. Mr. November.
Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Oh,
Very
wow.
good. So it's 3-0. All right, Freaks. You
Oh,
get
we're gonna
Mr.
steal.
October. Who is Mr. October?
I have no idea.
A-Rod? I don't know.
A-Rod. Alex
Yeah, you're going
Rodriguez.
No. All right, Jim, you can steal that point. Mr. October.
Nice try though, Brady. We had nothing.
Mr. October.
I'm a Cubs fan.
I said A-Rod.
Mr. October
thanks,
clubbed
Kim.
3 homers in the 1978 World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. That would be Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Wow.
I wasn't even born then, man. That's not fair.
All right.
Come on.
All right. Jim is smoking you guys.
Hurricanes either, but that's okay.
All right, 4-0. Freaks, you're up. The Iron Horse. Who is the Iron Horse?
Oh my God.
I have no
Alex
idea what
Rodriguez.
this. Iron
All right, Jim, you can steal Iron Horse.
I believe that's Gehrig. Lou Gehrig.
That
Lou
would
Gehrig,
be
yeah.
Lou
Oh my
Gehrig. All
God,
right,
he's killing us.
5-0.
We're
All
not
right,
going to get a
Jim,
point.
Can't you do
You're
home
not.
decorating shows for God's sake?
you got to get us a guest that likes home decorating shows. This is all Kim's fault. We'll blame her. All right, Jim, you're up. Donnie Baseball, one of my favorites. Donnie
Oh.
Baseball.
Love it.
Who is it?
It-
Do you remember? Do we lose you? Who is Donnie Baseball?
How convenient, huh?
It's your question, Jim.
Oh, it's
Jim,
my
that's
question?
you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your question.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know that.
You're killing
That would
us.
be
That's
Don
why you
Matt-
get it.
one of the highest batting averages of any New York Yankee.
Oh
In any season, that would be Don Mattingly.
Oh my God.
That would be Don.
Yeah.
He's probably one of my favorite.
This isn't fair.
Most underrated, one of the most underrated Yankees. All right, Freaks. You guys better get this because I'm giving you 2 nicknames.
Okay.
He goes by Joltin' Joe, and he also goes by the Yankee Clipper.
Joe DiMaggio?
Joe DiMaggio.
There you go. Good job, guys.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I was
Very
about
good.
to do the
Well,
white
it's
flag.
baby.
Mhm.
We're coming
Very
back.
good. All right, so
You
what do we got?
didn't get
6-1. 6-1. Okay, here's a softball, Jim. Yogi, but you got to give me his name, his full name.
That would be Yogi Berra.
Okay, full name. I need a full name. His full first name, not his
Oh
nickname.
gosh, what is Yogi's?
I didn't give them Babe Ruth, so I'm not going to give you Yogi Berra.
I don't. You know what? I don't know what Yogi's first name is.
Hey,
Okay, all right, well,
give it to us.
Give it
Freaks
to
have a
us.
chance to steal a point.
It's Lawrence Berra.
Wow. How do you
You
know
gotta
that?
tell Brady to get off the
Yeah.
internet.
What in the
I'm
world?
not on the internet. I can't-
Brady, if you're cheating, I'll find you, man.
All right,
I'm on a VPN. Good luck.
6-2.
Oh.
All right, 6-2. 6-2. We got a couple more here. All right, so this is now the Freaks. I'm giving you 2 more. He goes by Muscles and he goes by the Commerce Comet. Muscles and the Commerce Comet.
I have no clue.
Comment.
Give me
I'm
another
totally
second.
at a
All right, so yeah, whatever.
That one I have.
So this goes to you, Jim.
Yeah, guys. I'm going to say Aaron Judge, but I have no idea.
Nope, that's actually Mickey Mantle.
Oh, really?
Muscles
Oh,
and
really?
the
Wow.
Commerce Comet.
I literally Googled it.
Yeah.
It didn't even come up on Google, so that's not.
All right,
Truth is out.
Jim, we're to you. Scooter. Who is Scooter?
All right, Scooter, New York Yankees shortstop, Phil Rizzuto.
That is correct.
Nice.
All right. I'm thinking
just
I'm
gonna lay
just
down
gonna
and take
stick.
it.
I'm just gonna stick with Jim now.
Yeah.
Jim, Godzilla.
Oh gosh,
You got to know this one. This is recent. Fairly
this
recent.
guy came over from Japan. Oh God, left-handed
Rhymes with Katsui.
It is Katsui. It is. That's yeah.
No, it rhymes with Katsui.
I know, but I don't know.
It rhymes with Madeki Katsui.
Okay, you start Hideki Matsui. I got it.
Okay, very good. All right. Next one. This could be a tougher one. This is Louisiana Lightning or the Gator.
Piece of cake. 1977. I think he won 25
Wow.
games. That would be Ron
Good.
Guidry.
That's good. Very good. All right.
Wow.
The Sandman.
Was that Sparky Lyle? Closer?
Nope. Nope. That would be Mariano.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
Mariano Rivera.
Come
Mariano
on, Jim.
Rivera.
Jim, you're killing us.
All right. Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou Pinella.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
I
El
hate him.
Duque. El Duque.
Oh God. Hernandez. What was his first name?
Aaron.
I'll give it to you. Orlando.
Aaron Hernandez.
Orlando Hernandez. Right.
Not Aaron. No. All right. Chairman of the board.
Oh gosh, that would be Frank
That's old
Sinatra.
school.
Frank
No,
Sinatra.
that's true. This is old school. Whitey Ford.
Oh gosh, yeah.
How about Boomer? Boomer. Do you remember Boomer? He was a one-time Yankee pitcher. Little big around the gut area.
Was that Goose? That wasn't Goose Gossage,
No.
was it?
Nope. That would be David Wells.
That's
We're
right.
getting the hard ones. Mick the Quick.
Oh, that's
that
Mickey,
one.
That's Mickey Rivers.
Wow, very good.
Wow.
Rated for California.
I haven't even heard of him.
1976.
Yeah.
Great-
Wow, all right, the last two. Wee Willie.
Is that Willie Randolph?
Nope. I would have guessed that, but that's not what it was. It's Willie Keller. Willie Keller. And the last one, Stick.
Stick Michaels, Gene Michaels.
Yeah, very good.
Oh,
Way to
goodness.
finish
Wow.
strong. Damn.
Nice, Jim.
I feel like those last couple were just players for the Yankees. They weren't even good players. They were just players for the Yankees. at
Oh,
some
good
point.
I never
nicknames.
heard of them.
Did we give him the
Yeah, I gotta
answers
give
before
that
the
good
show
name.
started?
Jeez.
All right. Well, Jim, great. That was a great job. Thanks for having some fun with us. That was good. So,
Wow.
all right, weatherproshop.com. Hey, what a great source for Skywarn weather spotter merchandise and reference tools. Guys, we're running a Twitter giveaway now through July 12th. Look for our pinned tweet at Stormfront Freak. Retweet it and follow us for a chance to win this awesome Skywarn Pro Performance t-shirt.
Ooh, nice.
So it's got the Skywarn logo embroidered in it. It's the whisking away material, right? This white Pro Performance t-shirt. And brand new, they got these new dual pole radar reference guides.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, what are
number
you guys
one.
on? What are you guys on Twitter? Seriously, I'm going to follow you right now.
Stormfront Freak, no S, just
There was
Stormfront.
no freaks available on Twitter. for
Yeah,
some
it was
reason.
too long. The Twitter was too long. So anyway, these guys, you got to look at these dual pole radar reference guides. He's got one on correlation coefficient and some radar examples of what that is. They've got differential reflectivity, as well as some radar examples of that as well. They've got specific differential phase.
Wow.
Wow.
Radar examples of that. And then the last part of this series.
Hey,
Is
guys,
there-
thanks for the, by the way, thank you for giving me all these great Christmas present ideas.
You're welcome.
Seriously.
You're welcome. And then their tornado debris signature reference page as well. So this is a 4-pack. So we are going to have a contest with the weatherproshop.com, and we'll do a drawing. If you retweet and you follow us, the winner of the drawing will get the Skywarn shirt, as well as the 4-pack of the radar reference guides. Remember, new customers setting up an account at their website, you're going to get a 5% discount on your order. And for a limited time, Stormfront Freak listeners, you can get an additional 5% off at checkout when you enter the code STORM, STORM. So that'll give you a 10% discount. Lots of reasons why you should visit and support our partner, weatherproshop.com. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break. Our podcast listeners will hear the latest edition of Titans U Minute with Chris Sanner. But don't leave. We'll be right back with Jim and the Freaks to talk about private weather companies versus NOAA and the National Weather Service and who we feel is really driving innovation. Cut.
All right,
Great.
we're out.
Good. All right.
Phil, we're allowed to
Awesome.
enter that contest, right?
You can. I
Hey,
probably
just
won't
followed
draw
you.
your
That's
name.
good enough for one of those shirts,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What
All right,
size are you? Jim, what size are you?
As long as we got a, I don't know, probably XL or large. I don't know how they wear
I've
it.
got 2. I'll send you the XL. Okay. How's that sound?
Good man, Bill. Thank
Oh,
you very
nice.
much. You're a good man.
All right. So, hey, let's do this quick. Since I'm sending you a T-shirt, Jim, you got to do me a favor.
Got it.
Nothing's free.
Okay. Can you do a quick sound bite that just says, hey, this is Jim Cantore, the Weather Channel. You're listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast.
Sure. You ready?
Ready?
3, 2. Hey, this is meteorologist Jim Cantore from the Weather Channel. I am a weather geek, and I am listening to the Stormfront Freaks podcast. You should too.
Good. All right. We'll take
That's
it.
a pro.
Phil, you
All
never
right, I'll
asked me
send
to
it
do
to
any
you.
of those. You
Love
never
it.
asked
No,
me
I
to do any
don't.
like
No.
sponsorships.
I got 2 XLs. So our winner's going to get an XL and Jim's going to get an XL.
Yay.
All right.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
Good
Can
man,
you
Phil.
turn your
Thank
mic down a little bit? It's hot, and
Oh, man.
it's
Okay.
given that little bit of feedback, and I can't adjust on this end for it.
It's that Cincinnati
Yeah.
Heat, baby.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut off. It probably has to do with the that
Yeah.
I have to add. Let me shut that.
I thought you just did because you cut out for a minute.
Hey, Jimmy, you remember we used to have to
There we
read advertising before on
Is
the
that
air?
better?
Gosh. Kim, why don't you tell everyone the crack cream
The crack cream.
that lives
What?
in infamy. You can
crack cream
Oh.
is
Google
You
this.
got to hear that.
Please
Yes.
Google this.
Is it Googleable?
Google.
Let me see.
Is it Google?
I think it is.
Okay. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. That's a story.
Jim, my real question is, how long did it take you to record all of those different responses for the local?
Oh, that's a great question, dude. Okay, so the first thing I did was I thought to myself, I'm going to be different than all the other just, straight laced. I'm going to, like, if it's 100 degrees, I'm going to be like, it's 100 degrees. It's 108.
That's
Winds
awesome.
are gusting at
Yeah.
7,000 miles an hour. So I thought I'd really jack it up like that. And I went through the recording, and then they're like, Cantore, no. Because we paste all these together, you have to be you kind of have to be the same throughout.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
like, oh my god. So total time 18 hours.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. Yeah, one day.
Oh god, no, are you out of your mind?
God,
Oh,
yeah. You had a
I
couple
see them
beers
keep it
after
in
that.
there.
I mean, it probably took about like 11 or 12 recording sessions.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
so,
I could see
You know,
them
sometimes
making you
we would
stay
go
there
for
like,
2 hours,
Yeah.
but it was like, I don't know, 20,000 bits of information. It was ridiculous.
oh, you want to eat too? God.
Exactly.
Just
You had a
get
few
it done.
drinks after that.
Oh.
Back. All right.
Better.
All right, let's jump back in. When we get back in, guys, I'll just set it up, which is, I guess I want everybody to start talking about your thoughts on the topic of who's driving weather innovation. And I how I see things, and this is just my viewpoint, is obviously everyone's either trying to or wanting NOAA and the National Weather Service to kind of be a central hub to help focus people in the right direction, and that we're kind of giving a similar viewpoint on weather and storms and all that kind of stuff. The challenge is it's a government entity, and they're slow to change and slow to make decisions,
Mhm.
and which is the case with any industry. That's obviously not just weather, is that the
Right.
private industry can make decisions a lot faster, can drive technology a lot of times. And what I see is obviously the private industry kind of starting to go, you know what, there's better things we can be doing and things we should be doing, and starting to do that. Yet people are kind of going, well, we're getting away from the single message we should be making with the National Weather Service and all that stuff, but they're just too slow to be able to make those decisions. So I'll set that topic up. You guys can jump in and say what you want from there. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Mark, go ahead and count me in.
Yep, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back. Hey, there's been a lot of moves made in the private weather industry over the last few years that have taken criticism from others in their own industry. And to just kind of highlight a few, we've got private weather companies naming winter storms. We have private weather companies that now issue their own warnings, and those are being picked up by some local television stations. There's actually even the Kansas Turnpike caught some heat because they have a deal with a private weather company to also help issue like tornado warnings for their roads that maybe weren't issued by the National Weather Service. So a lot of these actions, are really innovations that I think can help push NOAA and the National Weather Service, who are otherwise slow to change because they're a government agency, but help push them into faster action. Yet it seems like people also are waiting for the National Weather Service or NOAA to come out with some of these decisions to keep moving forward and make better decisions. What do you guys think on that? Where do you stand?
Well, I'll jump in on that one because I used to work for WSI, which was a company that took data from the government, National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, did their own thing to it and disseminated it out. But it's kind of one of those pairings that work off each other. You need the private sector to push the government into moving a little bit quicker. And they come up, like the private sector can come up with all kinds of new ideas that maybe nobody thought of. Like, let's take your bulletins that you send out, code them the right way so that we could take that data and draw our hurricane forecast cone. These are all things that can kind of play off each other. I remember when we had Gabe Garfield on and he had talked about the new polygons that they want for warnings. I mean, that's probably going to get pushed more because the private sector wants it and wants to disseminate that data. But it's also, they all play off each other so much. But I mean, when you start getting into like putting your own warnings out, then I think you're getting into a problem because who says what the criteria is for a warning? The National Weather Service has it as, say, like 1-inch hail, tornadoes, or 58-mile-per-hour wind gusts. What's somebody to say? Who's to say that, hey, I'm going to issue a warning, even though we're only getting half-inch hail? And now we're kind of comparing apples to oranges. So it's got its good points and it's bad. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but.
Right. And then how do they regulate it? How do they know these companies are good enough to be able to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And Jim, I know you remember when, the Weather Channel went for the local on the 8s. We used to use National Weather Service forecasts. And then we went to our own. That was a big deal. I mean, that was a big jump. And I remember, we got a lot of flack for that. But, I think overall when we actually do research on who does better. Sometimes the private sector does better, and it's because we can put the money into it where the government is kind of, their hands are tied in many ways on what they can do and how much money they can put into maybe new programs or maybe into making the forecast better.
It's really interesting. I mean, if you go back, the Weather Channel was really a great voice for the Weather Service, and really the only one at the time. Obviously local television would show watches. We still do this today to an extent, but we were really a great voice for the Weather Service. And you're right, Kim, when we went out on our own and got those automated forecasts, it ruffled a few feathers a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, Phil brings up a great point because there is a huge weight to get things done, at the government level. And at the end of the day, guys, whether you're private or even government, what are the people getting from our message? It's convoluted. It's not getting the point across. People are still driving into floods, for God's sakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's messages that aren't getting out there. So we all have. I mean, seriously, private and government has to work together. But at the end of the day, there needs to be one voice. one voice. If you go, I've covered tropical systems in other countries. And when I go down to Belize or if I've been to, I'm trying to think of another area I was in, but Costa Rica, their government makes the call on everything. It's not a million different sources with a million different ideas. It's one succinct message. And whether we go back to that in some way through input from us, but yet the Weather Service is the voice, I don't know how to get there. But I think there's a lot of work to be done. And, I'd like to see, I'd like to see people get more out of the message. For example, we just started this thing called potential tropical cyclones.
Yeah.
I had people asking me, we're going to call them tropical cyclones now. Really, the only reason that product was issued is so that the Hurricane Center could put out their suite of products ahead of what they felt very confident in as a developing storm. So if it were me, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably would just go back to the old definition that they have in calling a tropical depression a low-level circulation and put out the products anyway. Because now instead of people paying attention to the tropical storm warnings and the cone, they're wondering, well, what are we doing? We're calling them tropical cyclones now? I thought that's what they did in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would have liked to have had input in that decision.
Yeah, Jim, I definitely agree with you. I think one of the biggest growth potentials in the weather market is going to be an increase in effectivity of communication, because it's not necessarily that on-camera meteorologists are communicating it poorly. It's just that the public, in the past 20 years, we've improved dramatically in weather forecasting, but the public doesn't think that. And so in my mind, that, we were talking about earlier, what's going to be the future of TV weather. I think there's going to be a big player that's going to come and they're really going to utilize that effective communication, and they're going to find some secret sauce, and they're going to come in and really, own it. Because I feel like at this point, the message isn't getting across like it should be, and I've watched TV weather for years now, and I can't come up with that secret sauce. But I think, because I look at these weather guys and I'm like, yeah, I understand what they're saying. I get what they're saying. But, so I really think that is where innovation is going to push in the future is, an increase in effectivity at communicating, and also, obviously weather forecasting can always improve. That's going to continually, people are going to continue to push to improve. But I really think the big area of improvement is going to be in communication.
It's about explaining probability. It's about explaining the fact that when I give you a forecast at 7 a.m., there's actually a very good chance that by noon it could be different.
Yeah.
Okay, things could change here. East Coast snowstorm, severe weather outbreak. Oh gosh, the cap is so much stronger. We're not going to get severe storms today. How do we convince people to come back and realize what they have time for us for at 7 a.m. may be drastically different at noon by the time they go get their lunch. Right?
Right.
So we know there's innovation, but we know private companies, to me, really drive the innovation because they can make those decisions quickly. The challenge is, how do we get, if we already know that this company has found a better way to do this, or a better way to define, let's just say, define a polygon for a particular storm, and better refine it so that, we have fewer false alarms and things of that nature. But it takes years maybe for the National Weather Service to adopt that because of the process, obviously, of a government entity being able to decide that. Jim, you talked about being in different governments where the government entity makes that one decision, but the problem is innovation being withheld and held back because there's only that one entity doing it.
Well, for some, there's got to be a way to circle back the message to one voice. I just really think that you're not going to get a complete weather picture from an icon with a cloud, a little bit of sun, and snow on it. Because if that icon is in Buffalo, New York, and it's snowing at 2 inches an hour at rush hour, right at 5 o'clock on Friday night, people are going to be like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the issue. How do we get into nowcasting? But I think I'm talking about bigger weather events, bigger weather. How do we communicate a nice, succinct message?
But if the government entities see, and again, my goal is not to pick on the National Weather Service or NOAA by any stretch of the imagination, because it is what it is. It's a government entity, and there are some great people working in that.
Agreed.
In those departments,
Absolutely.
but they're frustrated too, because they know they're slow to be able to make decisions and do that, and I understand that. But does that mean we should take this private weather company that's trying to create an innovation that could be better and, poo-poo it or ridicule it because, that's not what National Weather Service or NOAA is proposing? Someone's got to drive them. And that's what's great, I think, about our country, is that we have private companies and we have businesses that have the freedom to push that innovation and drive someone else to create that competition.
Yeah, you need
We
competition.
should all be a part of the solution.
So I understand we need that central voice, but it seems like the central voice is back here.
No.
And innovation is going ahead, going, come on.
Mhm.
And because we don't have the one voice, I think the other problem is we have all these separate entities going their own way.
Right.
They're going, well, we're going to do this. And this company says we're going to do it.
Everybody's got to be involved. Everybody's got to be involved. But I really like the one voice. Okay, so if I had my wish list, if it was Christmas Day, and they said, Jim, what do you want for Christmas? I would say, I want you to make Greg Carbon the National Weather Service director. Okay, that's what I want you to do. Greg was wonderful in taking government and innovation with SPC and creating a suite of new products. Now he's over doing the same thing at WPC. But I want to see him bring the whole weather community together. And to me, that's the guy who could do it.
Because these private weather companies can throw money at something and get somebody to make the software to do what you want.
Right.
But if you don't get the data disseminated from the government agencies who own the NextRad sites and who own all these, like the National Hurricane Center and such, then you don't have the data to put into the cool software that the private agency just developed.
Well, yeah.
So is this going to be a situation? Go ahead, Brady.
Oh, it's all right. It was a different point. So continue on that point.
No, so here's what I'm going to ask you guys. If you look at climate change right now, okay, and you look at where the current administration is on it, do you think for 1 minute that Tesla is going to stop making cars? Do you think for 1 minute we're not going to see more solar and more wind and alternative energy out there? No. It is full speed ahead. Okay, so whether you come in the front door with what we're trying to do in the weather enterprise, or you come in the back door, I think it's unstoppable, because you're right, Phil, and private companies have a lot of great products out there, and they should be incorporated in our message. They have to be.
I don't know, but Jim, can you think of a time when the National Weather Service was saying one thing and then like the Weather Channel was saying something different, and it really caused a problem?
I mean, I'm trying, let's do that. Kim, if you put 5 meteorologists in the room, there's going to be a little difference.
That's true.
Of course.
That's true.
So how that is
significant
presented on the air, again, it's probability, right? And we're never all 100% sure. It's how they explain their probability and how we explain our probability. So
that's true.
I'm going to jump in with to kind of bring this around. There's been a lively discussion on our YouTube chat with our viewers, so we appreciate that. And they generally have been agreeing with, I think, one area that maybe that could happen. I don't know if it has. Phil mentioned something at the beginning about the warnings and a private company issuing a warning for a particular area. And our viewers we're pretty adamant about the fact that needs to be a central voice, and that could get very confusing if you have other people doing warnings. So maybe that's one area that could happen.
Right. But how do you stop them from doing that?
True.
I mean, you can't really.
And how is the viewer going to know the difference? The viewer's not going to know the difference if it's coming from a TV station or from wherever they're watching their news. If they see it, that's what they think is going to happen. And it's not explained. Hey, there's a tornado warning here, when maybe somebody just thinks there's a tornado warning and it's not meeting the criteria that the National Weather Service or the Storm Prediction Center thinks. So like I said, you could issue a warning because you're getting hail, but you're not getting 1-inch hail, which is what the National Weather Service uses.
I think you're right. I think the general the general viewer wouldn't understand where it was coming from.
Yeah, the
I think
source, they
the
don't
real
know.
danger in
Right.
it, though, is if they're using different criteria for issuing them.
Right.
And pretty
Agreed.
quick, somebody says, well, that wasn't so bad. And we already have a problem with people, as Jim said, driving into floods anyway. And now they're getting, warnings where it's maybe not as severe as a National Weather Service warning would be. And so now it's that whole cry wolf thing again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jim, I really did like what you said earlier about probability forecasting. You among other people, that's starting to really pick up steam, I feel like, and that honestly, in my opinion, is probably the most effective way. And I think it's going to start catching on. I think as we continue progressing, I really do think that letting people know that there's this uncertainty is going to really allow them, once they start believing, because it's going to take some time for that strategy to be adopted by the public. Because right now, when you say, hey, there's, when you try and tell them about this probability, they're like, oh, you don't know, it's 50-50, right? So I think that's going to take some time. That's going to take some more effective communication and continuing to push that. But, I really do like that probability approach going forward. In terms of, because I think there's two sides. There's the data side and there's the communication side, communicating the forecast that you make.
Think about what happened yesterday. We had, in the morning, I don't know if they changed this because I didn't see. SPC had a 5% probability of tornadoes across Iowa. And I think parts of Wisconsin and maybe even a little bit of Nebraska was in that. But we wound up with 26 tornadoes yesterday.
Jeez.
Wow.
Okay. So
5%.
on a 5% day, again, I don't know if they changed that or not. But the point is that 5% is a really big deal.
Yeah.
All right. And how you convey that message, because we had great deep layer shear yesterday. The sun came back out after that morning MCS, and it was Katie barred the door. Could have actually been worse, frankly. So we got lucky yesterday. But how do you make people realize that 5% is not small?
Yeah.
That's the trouble with probability.
Yeah, I agree.
You just have to educate the viewer.
One of the things that's going to help, and we had Dr. Laura Myers on before as well, but I really think the focus on social science,
yes,
and really the study of that more and more when it comes to weather, I really think that's going to be a big part in steering, hopefully, a more central message. Again, I like the private companies and the innovation, because I think someone needs to push the National Weather Service and know how to make decisions. Yeah. But I really do think the social science end of things and understanding how the public reacts to warnings or not react to warnings. And I think that's a whole new area that we're just starting to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this too, because people don't want to be educated. I don't think, personally. This is my they just want to be told. Some do. So they just want to be told what's going to happen. They want to know it in the beginning of their day, and they don't really have time. People have so much on their plate, and I'm not giving people a hard time. This is we all have so much on our plates to do in a day. Think about it. Our to-do lists are off the charts.
Crap, and you've been on vacation for 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
My
It's
to-do
still
list
bad.
is long. But they just want to be told.
Right.
I live with somebody, my husband doesn't know anything about weather. He looks at his app and things like that. People just want to be told specifically, this is what's going to happen. This is what time. This is what you need to do. But weather is not that precise yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And we need to tell, people need to understand that. And that's really, where the miscommunication is, when people look at their app and think, hey, it can be trustable, but at the same time, in a rapidly changing weather.
It's updating all the time.
Yeah. And so people need to understand that when it comes to especially life-threatening situations and even dangerous situations where you have extreme weather, you just can't get that from an app.
All right, so guys, let's say we're all we know there's going to be a chance of severe weather that day. Are you going to go to Alexa and say, Alexa, what do you think of this tornado outbreak today? You think it's a big deal? Should I take it serious?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's happening. You're not going to get that from your phone. So it goes back to the sources that you trust, the tone of the message of the communicator, whether it be sometimes when we have a big day, we'll have National Weather Service. We'll have individual offices on an SPC. You can just tell how we ramp up the message that day. So being a trustworthy source is where we need to be.
Yeah.
But it can't be from a million different places and have a million different criteria for the message. Phil, you're absolutely right.
The minute you said that A word, everybody's units just went off and said yes.
That's funny. Yes, they did.
All right, so we want you guys to tell us what you think. You can email us at questions@stormfrontfreaks.com or make a comment on Twitter or Facebook and tag us so we can read it on our next show. So Kim,
Yes.
in the summer, the storm season starts to shift north and east, kind of into the northern plains and the Midwest, correct?
Yes.
Like the summer, kind of the storms.
As you were
Tornado Alley
chastised on
moves.
Twitter.
Right,
You were chastised on Twitter for
So
that.
anyway, so we have a lot of chasers in the Midwest and the northern plains that need to check out severestreaming.com. So if you've got a laptop, if you've got an HD webcam or camcorder, and you have a cellular data plan, that's all you need. Severestreaming.com will provide the rest to get your GPS location and live video online and available for sale when you're out chasing. For over 10 years, Severe Studios has been a leader in the chaser industry. They've got over 1,000 pro and amateur storm chasers that have signed up with them to broadcast severe weather live in the field. So let the experts help you get started, even if you're not a full-time chaser. SevereStreaming.com from Severe Studios. Go ahead and tell them the Stormfront Freaks sent you. So we're going to go ahead and take our final break. Our listeners are going to be able to hear Brady's Storm School. The rest of you watching, go ahead and refill your drinks. We'll come right back with Weather Fools and WX Resources. Very good,
All right.
Jim.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Jimmy.
Right.
Well,
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Hey
Jim.
guys, seriously, thanks for having me. Really, that was wonderful.
Oh,
Good. I'm
Well
glad
done,
you had
Yankee.
fun.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
It was
Okay.
great to see you.
You too, darling. You look fantastic, by the way.
Thanks. I'm having a good time. It's great.
Tina, how's
summer.
life at IBM, by the way?
It's good. It's good. I've been off for 2 weeks though, so I just moved.
And they're moving too, right? Dina?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we're moving over
Yeah,
near
when are you
perimeter.
moving out of my building?
I don't know. Everybody asked me that. I'm like, first it was April, then it was June. Now it's like October.
Oh my
For
God.
God's sake, I just moved my house too. I'm like, so my commute's gonna be longer until we get over to perimeter. So I'm like, let's move it along, people.
right.
Yeah. Oh, it always
Well,
takes longer.
That's an example where the family can make even a faster decision than a private company can.
Yeah.
There you go. Right.
We moved our whole house,
There you go.
everything.
Well
We
said.
broke for break. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
But-
Jim, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Jim.
I'll follow up with you and get that shirt out to you and all that other cool stuff. But thanks, man.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
Jim.
Anytime, guys.
Thank you,
Let's
Jim.
do it
All
again.
right.
Bye, Jim.
Later.
See ya.
Okay. See ya. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, Kim. for
Oh,
setting
you're
that up.
welcome.
Yeah,
He's
that was
awesome, isn't he?
That was seriously
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was
He's a
fun.
good
All right.
guy.
Let's do this. We
Oh
got.
shoot! I forgot to ask him for a tour. Dang it.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure we could find you somebody, Brady.
I'm sure someone will
Absolutely.
give you a tour.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We don't
I'm
have a
sure
whole
Jim
lot
might.
of Weather Channel folks that can be with us anymore, but I'm sure we
know.
can
No,
find
we
someone.
don't.
I'm kind of like, I joke, I'm not allowed on that floor anymore since I left TV. But
That's funny.
you know,
That's
I can
terrible.
ask somebody.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
I know.
Jeez,
Anyway, all
Mama.
right. So Dina is going to come out
Yeah.
of the break and introduce our WX resources and what they are. And then once we're done with that, then Brady's going to do our Weather Fools. And then MJ's got our listener questions, and I'll close up. So let's hit WX resources. Who's got them?
I do.
I do, but I don't have the site because it won't come up. Can I just talk over it?
Yeah, just tell about it.
That's fine. And then just make sure you email it to
Yeah.
me, Kim. Okay.
I actually have one too.
Oh wait, so we got MJ,
Surprise.
Kim, me, and who else?
And me, Phil.
Phil.
I have one as well, but we've got a lot of people, so maybe I'll just.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
The one
All
thing I'll remind you of this is one of our listener comments or feedback on Apple Podcasts was they missed the link to a weather resource we might be talking about. So maybe just again, I'll remind everybody that it's in our show notes too at our website, but just maybe a reminder to kind of spell out what if it's a link that you're going to, what the link is. So
And
people hear
especially
that.
if it's kind of a weird name or has, initials or letters that don't match,
Okay.
a regular
It's not
word.
how you, it's not how you
something like
normally
that.
might spell it. Yeah. All right. So basically, everybody's got a WX resource. All right. Weather Fools.
I have one.
I do
I have
too.
one.
I've got one.
Wow.
I came
Wow.
prepared
This
today.
is gonna be sweet. All right. Dina, Kim, Brady, Phil, and MJ got one of those too. All right.
Wait, so everyone has a weather fool?
Yep. We're gonna be good tonight, man. We got a good
All
lineup.
right.
That's the way it should be every show. Truthfully.
I
I understand it doesn't
like
always work that way, but
Yeah.
okay. Does anybody? We need to go over how to share your screen. You good with that?
Yes. No.
Am I taking Phil? Am I taking
All right.
this out of break again?
Let's. No, Dina is. And I only say that because I'm trying to separate you from your storm school, so that it's
Okay.
not you,
I don't
and
know,
then you're
Phil.
coming in off.
Last 2 weeks ago was pretty.
Yeah,
pretty nice.
you did 3.
It was yeah.
I got some listener comments that weren't. Really good.
Oh,
I mean,
jeez.
Dang, that guy's
What?
really handsome.
I'm
Dang.
kidding. No, I'm
I like
kidding.
his
He's
hair.
so handsome. I feel like bad about myself.
Oh
All
my
right, Kim, go ahead
god.
and practice. Let's let Kim practice sharing her screen.
Okay.
Go ahead and play around with
Let's
it.
see. Let's see. First, go up here. Click on the green thing. It says share. Okay, I'm there. So I just go over to this. No, and then let's see. Hit share. Let's see. Share, and then
Oh,
That-
something's happening. Oh, we see
Whoa!
it.
is
Look
it
at
there?
that.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, we're good. So can I go first then?
Sure. I'll
Are
let
we
you
there
go.
now?
Yeah.
Are we live? Okay.
No, well, we're always alive, but
Well,
we're
you
not.
know.
We're not recording yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I'll wait. Okay.
All right, Kim, unshare for a second.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You
Okay.
got to practice how to take it off too. So that's
There we go. I just
Okay.
press the button. Cool.
All right, good.
All right.
All right, so let's. We'll have MJ count Dina in,
All right, Dina, ready?
and then
Ready.
Dina, you when we're done, you send it over to Brady,
Okay.
and then okay.
Nice. Slide it. Don't send it. Just slide it.
Slide it over.
Nice.
Okay. This is weather resources, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
All right.
first.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't have a screen to share on this one.
That's fine. You can just talk about
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right, Dina, you're on in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, welcome back. This time we have weather resources, and this is the part of the show where we give you the cool websites or apps that we find really cool with weather that we want to share with everybody. So we actually all have one to share today, and we're going to start with ladies first.
Bam.
Woo woo.
So Kim,
Yes.
what's your weather resource?
Well, Dina, I have to stick with the Weather Channel theme because we had Jim on.
Okay.
So I want to talk about Nick Walker. Now, Nick and I go way back, back first Outlook days, back in the late 1990s. But Nick has a website. It's called wxdude.com. And he is officially the weather dude. I mean, it's trademarked. This is the weather dude. And if you have children who love the weather, I advise, or teachers that want good weather information links maybe to share in their school, this is a great website to go to. Nick is awesome. He also sings and plays guitar. He's been at Weatherfest. He's been invited back many, many, many times. And he wrote songs about the weather. You should listen to some of these songs. They're great. It's for kids, basically. But I think if any of you, have children who may be thinking about a weather career, Nick's website is awesome. But it also has meteorology links in there. So a little bit for everybody, but it's kind of geared towards kids. But I just think it's a wonderful website. I think you would all enjoy it.
Okay, wxdude.com, right?
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
Cool.
All right. Hey, Brady, you got one, right?
Oh yeah, and this one's pretty close to home here. So I'll share my screen real quick. So this is the Twister. It's the Ohio State University
Woo!
weather forecasting
All
site.
right.
And they've got a bunch of different stuff here. They've got satellites. They've got one of the coolest things in my mind is the Moss data, where say I want to do, type in Columbus.
Model
Oops,
output
takes-
statistics. Moss. People don't
Yeah.
maybe know what Moss is.
Yeah, model output statistics. Sorry, for those of you that don't know, it basically
Good
is a
to know.
list. It's like a text version of the GFS, the NAM, the GFSX, which is a special variation of the GFX, and it basically gives you, this really cool text format, hour by hour, or even, this is every 3 hours for the NAM. It gives you, the wind direction, the dew point, the wind speed. It's the forecast, of course.
I
of all
like
these
pictures better.
All these different models. Okay, here,
Sorry.
Phil, I got you. There's some
I like
satellite. Here's
Twister.
some
Mhm.
visible satellite. This is the GOES in the past, couple hours here. So this is a really cool website where we can get a lot of weather information. Plus, it's Ohio State.
Perfect.
And then you can go the upper. They've got a bunch of models here where they've got the 850 millibar, 700 millibar, 500 millibar pattern of all these different products.
Is that new? How long have they had that, Brady?
They've had it
for a decent
forever.
while.
Okay.
I know it looks a little old, but at the same time, like I just love the way this map is outputted. Like it's just so simple.
Yeah.
And it's really clear, and there's just a crispness about it that you just love.
It's simple.
There's a little shortwave
Yeah.
coming in. We're gonna have some storms probably with that. That's gonna bring us our weather of the next.
So it's what? Twister dot. Can you tell the whole?
It's Twister. Just type in on Google Twister Ohio State because the website's like twister.sbs.ohiostate/edu, and we'll post the website as well. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Phil, you got one too, right?
I do. I'm gonna ask Brady to stop bumping his table or his mic.
Sorry,
I hear that.
I was getting really animated.
I
He's
could tell.
excited.
I could tell. And I'm gonna make sure I reference this. I'm gonna give you my WX resource. Yeah, we'll just call it weather resources.
Wait, what?
Anyway, all right.
That was your
WWX. Okay, so I'm gonna go along with Kim, right? So a lot of our listeners, they have kids and they're big weather fans. So my weather resource is actually very similar. It's a great resource for kids. It is the Weather Whiz Kids.
I like that one. That's good.
So if you go to weatherwizkids.com, they have a link on the left to weather experiments. So it's summertime. A lot of kids are off and they're home. Some great things you can do with your kids to teach them about weather. There's tornado in a bottle. There's how to make a rain gauge. I know there's also how to make an anemometer. Just lots of fun, neat.
There's even a sausage recipe on there too. Got everything.
There, yep.
Oh,
it looks like
Hillshire
there is.
Farm.
No, yeah. Anyway, no, they're not paying us, so we're not saying. Anyway, some great resources, guys, for you, for all of you with kids, to not only do a fun little project, but also in the process, teach them a little bit about weather. So that's weatherwizkids.com.
That is a good one. I like that one with the kids. They do explain it well. It's good pictures.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
That was actually used for one of my classes in college.
I'm sure it was.
Just that website all class.
How to use paper cups and make it.
Your senior year. Your senior year.
It was one of my last classes.
Yeah, Brady's last project was a tornado in a bottle.
Dr. Hubbard was a very
graduate work.
hands-on professor. He loved, when we made stuff. So yeah.
Aww.
So MJ, you got one
Okay.
too, right?
I do tonight. Yeah.
All
And
Right, MJ.
surprise. In the past, we've talked about Blitzer tongue as that has the lightning, right? Shows all the lightning. And there's a site that uses that data called lightningmaps.org. Lightningmaps.org.
That's easy to remember.
It is, and it looks like that.
Yeah,
And
better than Blitzer tongue. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I was like, can you spell that, please?
Blitzer tongue, right. But they use the data from Blitzer tongue. But what makes it really easy is that as soon as you go to lightningmaps.org, you get an immediately zoomable window. And you can do that on Blitzer tongue, but it's kind of hard to figure out how to find. And with lightningmaps.org, it's just right away, it's in your face. You go right to where you want to go. You zoom right in on what you want to zoom in on, and you can see the lightning as it detects the lightning. You get the little
MJ, go to Ohio. Let's see what's going on in
I
Ohio
could
right
do
now.
that.
There you go. I saw something that looked interesting. Ooh. Okay.
There you go.
Better be moving towards us because that could be some good
Little
night.
activity in northern Indiana and northern Ohio.
And
Yeah.
notice
Indianites.
here's a little extra added thing. Notice how that as I do this and I describe for the listening audience, the circle expands. That's the sound of the thunder.
No way.
And the lightning.
Wow,
Oh, that is
cool.
too
Yes,
cool.
it-
Oh,
That's
that's
actually pretty
awesome.
cool.
And it actually is pretty accurate.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Kicks ass.
Wow,
That is cool.
that is pretty kick-ass. Sorry, Grandma, but that's
Oh.
So there you go. That's my
Wow.
my WX resource.
All right, I've got one too. I'm going to share my screen, and mine is it's tropicalatlantic.com /recon. So tropicalatlantic.com /recon. And this is kind of cool. It's a little more in depth if you kind of want to see like the hurricane hunters and where they're flying and their passes. You can look at their radar, their basins. You can even, if you click on the Google Earth, if there is a storm, it will plot it on Google Earth. And what's nice about that is that you can click on the icons on Google Earth and it will give you the information. It will give you the speed. It will give you wind. It gives you everything. So if you're really like geeking out on the hurricane hunters and you want to see like a big storm that they're out in, you can click on that and you can go crazy with it. You can look at it, especially if you have Google Earth. Google Earth is free. You can download it. So I kind of like looking at it there. It's easier to kind of follow.
Nice.
But check it out.
That's
It's
cool.
tropical season.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, all
right.
those things, you can check out all those things at our website, stormfrontfreaks.com. If you go to episode 30 and look up the show notes, all those links will be right there for you as well. All right, let's go ahead. We'll flip it over to Brady and Weather Fools.
Bam. I'm going to try not to make my own self a weather fool because I know I might have done that last time. But
last time,
Anyway.
every time.
wait, every time. There you go. Hey, you know what? I'm chilling. All right.
Oh,
Did
that
he actually
rum.
drink some of that Bacardi?
I think he did.
Chilling.
You know, no, guys. Look.
Oh, I knew
knew
it.
it.
Bottle of
knew it.
water,
It was
cheapskate.
water. I was
Doug,
okay. If I was drinking Bacardi,
Doug.
I'd be passed out right now because I had like this much of my glass. So I'm
You know, hey,
surprised
get this. I was at the Reds game last night, and they were selling the concession guy that walks the stands.
Okay.
Bottle of water, $4.95.
What?
For
Wait,
that
Okay,
size,
that is the
normal
single
size bottle of
weather
water.
fool. That guy, you know,
Yeah.
whoever
I
priced
couldn't believe
that
it.
is our weather fool.
$9 beers, I can understand that. A $5 bottle of water, you got to be kidding me.
You can
Oh,
find a
wow.
24 pack for that price. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll spit in it for that price.
Anyway, so this
I
is
won't
weather
drink
fools.
it, but I'll.
This is
Okay.
Weather Fools. We like to keep it casual here on the podcast. But so what is Weather Fools? Weather Fools is basically where us as the freaks, we're going to go out and look on the internet for some weird, wacky video when it comes to weather. It's supposed to make you laugh. Sometimes supposed to make you cry from laughter, hopefully. But we just sit back and we, look at potentially, news anchors, anything like that made a fool of themselves, either during the weather or falling. I know a lot of our videos have been, weather anchors falling. Dina likes those especially.
I do.
She does.
But she does.
I do.
So,
I'm
who
sure
is-
Seidel's got some good ones.
Yeah.
Who is your weather fool this week?
For me, Dina? All right. This one's funny. It made me laugh so hard. And this one is this guy was using a Weather Channel map,
Oh,
but his name's Paul Hartman. But
That's
as
an
he
old
goes
man.
through, he pretty much jokes about, he's like, people, stop emailing me these stupid questions. When I talk about a low, I don't mean low temperature. I meant low pressure. And he goes through this. He's like, wait, let me dumb it down for everybody because no one's paying attention. And it's so funny because he calls himself Sunny Night. It's just funny. Like I was literally crying. See,
Oh.
I got to dumb down my forecast. And he goes through here and he kind of says a lot of things about news or weather forecasts that people don't understand. And he kind of explains like, people pay attention a little bit, like, and he'll be like, if you can't even understand this, you got bigger problems.
He was
Kind of
condescending.
things it was, but it was so, he did it in such a funny way that I was literally like crying. I loved it so much.
That's what Kim's been thinking for
You were
years.
crying. There was
Yeah,
She does
exactly.
before.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when people are like, oh, you're so wrong. I'm like, I didn't mean low temperature. I meant low pressure. Pay attention.
Right.
So it was funny. It made me laugh.
Well, we'll have that link for us on the website, right, Phil? The website. There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Bam. All right, Kim. What is
Yes.
your weather fool this week?
All right. Well, I don't have a name, but this is going to be a hail thing again. Let me see if I can get this screen to share. There we go. And look at that, guys. I did it. Okay. So this
No,
one,
you didn't.
I didn't.
You did.
I hate to be the bearer of
You
bad
look great,
news.
but we don't
Yeah.
see
Oh,
you.
you
You look
can't
great.
see it? Okay, wait a
We
second.
can see
All
your
right.
Just
hand.
reenact it. Reenact it for us.
Okay, let me hit share. Let's see. You
There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
No,
Judy.
there I am. Dang it. Now you see me again. Let's see here.
Yeah, you turned it off.
All right. This is, you guys, this is so terrible.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay.
This is riveting.
I have the
Okay.
same problems with my car in the morning. I just try and start it over and over
Kick
again.
it a couple times, like the Fonz.
Yeah.
You just like
Sooner
hit
Sooner
it.
or later,
Okay.
it will work. For the love
right.
of God.
Is it working yet?
No,
It's not-
Mm,
Oh, wait.
yes.
Wait.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go.
That's
But
money.
now
Is
hit
it
your
right on
tab.
your tab? Click
Hit
on
the-
the right tab. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So do you see anything going on?
No,
Okay. Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We do.
Okay. All right. Watch this. This is softball size hail. Watch this
Holy
movement.
crap.
She pulls in, and look what she does. She gets out of her car. Look at the
Getting
look
out
at
of
the
her
hail
truck with
bouncing.
that hail?
Right, here we go.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
gosh, there she is.
She
Oh,
gets out and runs in.
Ow.
Okay, so two things I see here. One, you notice she doesn't pull her car. Shoot,
Oh.
let me get out of there.
Well, she didn't
She
pull under
doesn't-
the awning.
She
thing.
did not pull under the awning.
And she left
So-
her
At the
keys
gas
and the car
station?
running.
She
Oh
left
my
her keys
God.
in the car. She didn't pull under the awning. She ran out when it was at least baseball to softball size hail, hitting the ground and bouncing like a foot to 2 feet in the air. And it's like, okay, two really silly things right there. But anyway, that's
I'd rather
my
have the car ticket than my head.
exactly. And the guy that was recording this, he's like, "No, tell me she's not coming out of the car.
Oh,
No,
no.
there's no way."
Oh, I
And the
wonder if she got
overhang is
hit.
right there.
I wonder if she got hit. That would be a double whammy.
Yeah, it would.
Car got
Anyway, that
damaged
was-
and she got hit.
yeah.
All right.
Anyhow,
That was pretty great, Kim.
thanks. We eventually saw it.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. Wow,
It's
that's
entertaining for all of
anticipation.
us. All right, Phil, who is your weather for this week?
All right, so my weather fool, I got to call somebody out actually on this one. There is a chief meteorologist, and I'm going to use his name because he uses everybody else's. The guy's name is Mark Torello, chief meteorologist
Oh, that's
in
a nice realistic picture of light.
Mankato, Minnesota. And this, I just every once in a while see his tweet, not because I follow this guy, but because other people do and retweet his stuff. But all he does is he finds other people's things. Here's some great lightning shots, and he copies their picture or he copies their video. Then he posts the tweet himself, and then puts like on this lightning video photo credit Chris Arlington instead of just retweeting the individual's work.
right.
That's harder.
Takes
Yeah.
their work, and then he uses here's some nice mammatus clouds, and he just took it and he posted it himself and said photo courtesy of David Paul.
Aw.
So in this
I
case,
wonder if he
David
even
is
like
out.
asked them.
Yeah, these guys aren't getting these tweets himself.
Yeah.
Here's a
Right.
great tornado shot. Now, actually, photo credit, he actually used their Twitter hashtag. So that
Wow.
was nice that he did that, but he didn't
Yeah.
just retweet it or quote the tweet. He just takes everybody's stuff and he posts it as his own. And he does this so often. Look, he stole David's picture
I
again.
don't get it. What's the problem? Just retweet.
Yeah, I don't know. He
Yeah.
he just wants his own stuff.
Yeah. But he could
Egomaniac.
comment. He could quote it, right? He could quote it and retweet
Right.
it.
He can
Yeah.
quote the retweet and put his own stuff. Yeah, but he
Oh.
doesn't do that. He just copies and pastes and then.
I wonder if he
because-
even asked them. Do you think he even asked them?
No,
No.
I guarantee you he doesn't.
No.
Because I've heard so many other people that have complained about this. And, there are other people that do it, but he seems to do it all the time. And I finally, the other day, I saw something that was great that he just copied and pasted and then said photo credit to. And that person's never going to get
Yeah.
No,
linked
especially
to.
when you
No.
don't
They're
know
never going to
their
get the
name.
hits. Yeah,
No.
he's just going for the hits himself. And I'm,
People do that to
and
my
I'm from
stuff, too.
Minnesota, and I'm sad to say he's at the same state I'm from.
Dude, just get a camera and take it yourself, man. Come on.
Anyway,
Come
Maybe,
on.
maybe
Mark
he needs his tech
Torello.
guy to show him how to do it. I
Yeah,
don't
Mark
know.
Yeah,
Torello is
apparently. All right, MJ, who is your weather for this week?
All right, so this one's maybe this one's for Dina.
Ooh.
Uh,
Okay.
whoops, I'm sorry. Did I Did I get my screen shared? Can you see it?
No, I don't see it. I see
MJ,
you.
Come on, Kim.
Tech
I mean, MJ.
You're the tech guy. Come on.
Sorry, I am the tech guy.
Dang. It's those
I got
meddling
it.
kids.
I got it.
It's that Mountain Dew he says he's
Here it
drinking.
comes.
There we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a weatherman in Ireland for the CNN affiliate,
Ooh,
and
got some good hair.
we'll start that up. And he's reporting. Oh, there's a little.
Oh,
There
shoot.
he goes.
See his hair?
And then
Luckily it
they
didn't
have
come
some fun.
off.
They have some fun with it afterwards. But you get to see it one more time
Hey,
as
let's-
he is reporting, telling about everything, and then there he goes again.
Bam!
Oh, see, I
Wow.
wonder, that almost looked like nice hair, but was
It
that
did.
really his hair? Was it coming off?
I don't know. It kind of looked like it might
It
have
was
been.
either blowing really funky
Good
or
question.
Or I think
There
it
you
could
go.
have been a man bun up there.
Actually, it
Man
was
bun.
man bun. You're right. There was a little
Gross.
man bun up there.
There was.
You got to watch the whole thing. Everybody listening, you watch the whole thing. You'll get to see it.
There
Okay.
you
Oh,
go.
I am. I see. I knew it. I knew a man bun when I see it.
All right. Well, I've got a weatherful this week, and I think we might be saving the best for last. No, just kidding.
Whoa.
No, just kidding.
Sad.
But this is what. Oh, I'm already screen sharing. That's kind of weird.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No.
I was like, I said I was presenting to everyone. All right, I'm having problems with the screen share.
He
All right,
has
so
one
this-
shot of.
We'll have a training next
on.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
so
have
this,
screen
so this
share
is
training.
this is a local Nebraska TV station that let some of the best football players in their state, like high school football players, come and do like weather forecasts.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute though.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, these kids are just awful. And there's one kid that's just like, I think it's gonna be hot. Not really sure though. The map says so, but I have no idea. And it was.
Look at how insecure those guys
Oh
are in
yeah,
front
and
of the camera.
that guy was
Yeah.
just like, "There's a blob of green, there's a blob of
Oh,
yellow,"
yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh my!"
There's the
Oh,
fig leaf. We call it the
great.
fig
Oh,
leaf
yeah,
when he keeps
exactly.
his hands in front of him.
Right.
There's fig leaf.
It's like Ricky
Fig leaf.
Bobby. I don't
Yeah.
know what to do with my hands.
So this guy's great. This guy's great. This guy started with the green towel in front of him, and then he
There's
dropped
fig leaf.
it.
And then he does the fig leaf.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god,
I didn't know
that's
there was a name
hilarious.
for
I could work
That's a
with these
pretty funny
guys.
video to watch, especially with the audio on.
Oh,
and
click through though. It looks
it's
like
pretty
he's
fun.
got a clicker in his hand.
he does. I believe so. So it was pretty fun.
There's something in his hand. We'll
There was
just
something we don't know what.
There was something. All right.
all
But
right.
yeah, we'll post. We'll get all those links on our website. If you want to watch more, there are some pretty funny weatherfuls this week, as well as great weather resources. It's gonna be great stuff to check out.
Yep, stormfrontfreaks.com. Just go to it'll be episode 30. When you pull up episode 30, just look for the show notes. We'll have all the links right there for you as well. All right, MJ, what do we got for any listener questions or comments?
Well, you kind of mentioned about it earlier as we were talking about trying to make sure that we let everybody know who's listening exactly what the weather WX resources and Weather Fools URLs were. So we got a review on iTunes from the reviewer X100. I'll read a little bit. It says, so after listening to several episodes while I was at work the past few weeks, I guess I will write a review now. I appreciate the structure the podcasts go in with the small segments of pure learning mixed with fun conversations. This definitely feels like I'm hanging out with friends and having a good time.
Aw.
We really appreciate that. Thank
I
you.
love that.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chip, chip, cheerio.
All right.
Thank you. All right.
Well,
That cheerio. That about does it for this episode of Stormfront Freaks podcast and Stormfront Freaks Raw. Thank you for listening and watching. And if you enjoy the show, please leave us a review on your Apple Podcast app, like we just had. And if you leave your Twitter handle, I'll follow up with you and actually send you an MP3 copy of our intro song. Just to give you something. But anyway, remember to subscribe on your podcast app of choice so you always get the latest content the minutes it's released. And I also heard that if you don't subscribe to the show, it takes you 24 hours to get the latest show. Those that subscribe to the show get it immediately
Right away.
when we post it.
Ooh,
Bang.
nice.
So just
All right.
Monday morning drop.
another reason why you want to go to whatever podcast app you're listening to us on and hit subscribe. So that you
why
get it
wouldn't you?
Exactly. Special thanks to our guest, Jim Cantore, Mr. Yankee.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
thanks,
good.
Jim.
And our next episode
Intense.
is in 2 weeks. So July 13th, back at our normal time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. We're going to have on the tornado trackers, Jeff, Jeremy, and Gabe. I think we have all three of them coming on. They're going to be on the show to share some of their great chasing stories. So go to stormfrontfreaks.com or our YouTube channel if you actually want to watch the recording live. So for MJ and Brady and Dina and Kim, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to signal the all clear. And we'll catch you guys next time.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Hey, peace out.
Peace out. Cheerio.
Good. All right, good stuff, guys. Hey, everybody on YouTube, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us at the
Thank
special
you,
time.
YouTubers.
We appreciate it, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Have a drink. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers, you guys.
All right.
I need to find my box of hooch.
Yes,
Well,
you did.
yeah.
Gosh, that would have been the first thing I unpacked.
Yeah.
You know, I was going to comment the last time I moved. You know, whenever you move, there's always the last box. That's just a bunch of crap that you didn't know where to put it.
Yeah.
And I remember labeling it box of crap.
Yes.
You know, so, it was stuff I wasn't quite ready to throw away, but it didn't fit in any of the other category boxes we had. It was just box of crap.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
miscellaneous.
Box of
It's
hooch.
box of crap.
Well, to
I
me,
want my box
that-
of hooch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we have the box of crap that does the shit shuffle around the house.
Oh, you never know where it's showing up.
You never know.
Yeah, next week it's in a different spot.
That's
Surprise.
right.
Every day it's a new surprise.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
you guys. Well, this was awesome, guys. I got to go. I got to go make dinner. But
Yeah.
anyway, it was fun.